Hey, how you guys doing out there today? This is Stefan Jimenez from the Roto Beast team, and I'm here to present you our NBA picks for Thursday, December 28th. If you're new to our channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NFL and NBA videos, and please make sure and click the like button on this video as it's really appreciated and it helps us out a lot. Tonight there was a lot of bust on the slate. There was a couple guys who did very well. Overall, it wasn't too bad of a night. Cashed on DraftKings, missed on Fanduel. So let's just jump into this slate. It's a 5-game slate. I'm pretty much gonna just X out the New York Knicks at San Antonio, and I'm gonna focus on the other 4 games. We'll talk first about the Timberwolves going to Milwaukee to face the Bucks. This game has a 213.5 implied total. Milwaukee's favored by 2.5. Then we got 76ers at Blazers. This game has a 207.5 total. Portland's favored by 3. And then we got 2 other games that are nice, but we're waiting on some injury news. You got Houston at Boston. This game doesn't have a total. We're probably waiting on Chris Paul, waiting on Jaylen Brown. And then, you got Detroit at Orlando. We're waiting to see if Fournier and Gordon end up playing for Orlando, which, help them out if they get 2 starters back. Yeah, let's just jump into it. So, first we'll go to point guard. Chris Paul, if he's back, his price is a little high. I don't know how much I would really like him going against one of the top defenses in the league in Boston. But he would be a GPP play if he did come back and play. The first guy I'm really going to be looking at point guard is going to be Damian Lillard. He was out with a hamstring injury. He's going to be back. His price is down a little bit. For him to hit value, you need about 44. That's very doable for Damian Lillard. He's averaging 42 on the season. So I definitely like Damian Lillard's up-tempo spot against Philadelphia. Then we got Kyrie. Kyrie's frustrating because at his price tag, he doesn't really get you value. Too much on this kind of price tag. For him to hit value, you need about 42, 43. He could definitely get there. He had a stretch of 3 straight games of 43, but he's more of a scorer, and he doesn't really fill up the stat sheet too much. He's only averaging 3 rebounds, 5 assists a game for 38 fantasy points. So I feel the price tag is a little bit high. But he's a solid play in the up-tempo game against the Rockets. I would like him a little bit more if Chris Paul is out, because then, he doesn't have to worry about the Chris Paul defense. Chris Paul, he may be getting older, but he's still a really, really good defender. Then we got my boy Bledsoe. His price never changes. For him to hit value, you need about 37. He's averaging 34 on the season. The minutes, he's, have kind of been low 30s. You do want, at least mid 30 minutes. But, he's still getting you there for the most part. He's got you at least 30 fantasy points in the past 4 with the 56-point fantasy outing in there. So I definitely think he's a really, really good play. Now I'm going to kind of go to the lower tier. I think you could honestly get away with going cheap at point guard and paying up, for Harden or Antetokounmpo. So I'm going to kind of get you my value plays. First, we'll talk about Smith. His price jumped up quickly because, we knew that Jackson was out. They knew that. He's going to play minutes, in an up-tempo game going against the Magics. I do like Smith. I think he is a little bit more of a GPP play, Joe, just because for him to have value, you need about 27, 28. And, he hasn't really got there too much this season, but he hasn't got the opportunity minute-wise either. So I'm going to kind of take a wait-and-see approach on Smith before I decide if I'm going to pay $5,500. But, he should see minutes. Detroit's coach does like playing his starters massive minutes. So I could definitely see Ish jump straight into a 32 to 34 minute role. Then we got Rozier. Rozier, he's been playing more minutes. If Jaylen Brown's out, I like Rozier even more. Today, he played 26 minutes against Charlotte. Came in, did a little bit of everything. Got 33 fantasy points. Even last game, when Brown went out, he played 26 minutes and he got 29 fantasy points. So he's a solid player. At his price tag, all you need is 19 for him to hit value. If Brown is out in an up-tempo game against the Rockets, I really like Terry Rozier, even if he's coming off the bench. And then another guy, Tyus Jones. I honestly think this guy's going to be a must start tomorrow. Teague, he left today's game in the fourth quarter with a leg injury. If he's going to be out, we know that Tyus Jones is probably going to start. That's what happened last time was Teague was out. So you might as well just lock this guy in. I think that he's for sure going to be out tomorrow. This guy's going to be a chalk cash gameplay. But going against Milwaukee, he definitely deserves to be that play. So I'm really, really like him tomorrow. I think he's going to be a must start, like I said, as long as he's starting. We got James Harden. I'm just going to say like I always say. Anytime he's on the slate, he's going to be the top shooting guard because he's the top shooting guard in the league. His price tag has climbed up a little bit. I do like him a little bit more if Chris Paul is out. Then he's going to have to handle the ball a little bit more. For him to hit value, you need about 63. 63 is a big number to ask. But, he's got, and look at his past 3 games. He's got you 68, 69, and 68. So I definitely think he can get there on this price tag. But I would like him a little bit more if Chris Paul's out. Then we got Middleton. Middleton is just a scorer. Plain simple. He's averaging 35 fantasy points a game this season. He does a little bit of the other stuff as well. Get you 5 rebounds, almost 5 assists. I like Middleton. His price is fair. I think he's in a really good spot in this game going against the Timberwolves. He's going to be guarded probably by Wiggins, who doesn't play too much defense. So I definitely like Chris Middleton at 7,500. Then we got McCollum. McCollum, I would rather go Middleton. McCollum is a little bit more of a GPP play. Just because the guy, he's more of a scoring machine. He doesn't really do too much, other things. He's averaging 32 fantasy points on the season. I will note that Lillard is expected to come back, so he's actually going to lose some usage that he's been getting the past couple games with Lillard off the court. And even when Lillard was off the court, he didn't do nothing special. He didn't have a monster game. 35 for him to hit value. He's only got there one time in the past 5. So he's a good play, but I do think he's more of a GPP play. Okay, I'm not even gonna go into just quickly. Eric Gordon, if Paul's out again, since Paul's been out, he's played at least 35 minutes. He had an off game a little bit last game, but he still scored 20 points. He just didn't get you those extra stats that you were hoping for. At 5,800, you need 29 for him to hit value. So if he's going to start and play, high 30 minutes, he's a really, really good play against the Celtics. Then we got, Marcus Smart. He started today. He dudded on me, killed me. But if he's going to be in the starting lineup in this crazy up-tempo game against the Rockets, if Brown is out, then I really, really like him. I definitely would go back to the well and play him again tomorrow, even though he did it on me today. And that's what, a lot of people, they don't think that way, and they say, oh, this guy killed me today. I'm not going to play him again, or I'm not going to play him for a while. That's not how you look at it. Everybody has bad games. They're human just like we're human. I really like him, like I said, against the Rockets if he's going to start tomorrow and play, mid 30 minutes. Quickly, Brogdon, I'll just bring him up. The guy, he's playing well, and he's playing a lot of minutes. He's playing low 30 minutes for the most part. He's averaging 24 fantasy points a game this season. At his price tag, we do need about 27, so that's kind of, for somebody who comes off the bench. But, in the past 5 games, he's got us 35, 32, and 33. Mix in with a 23 and a 17, which is not going to kill you. So I think he's a solid GPP play. Wiggins is a guy I think you could really consider in cash tomorrow. If Teague is out, there's going to be extra shots to go around. Wiggins, he loves shooting. That's one thing that we do know about him. For his price tag, we need about 27 for him to hit value. He's averaging 29 on the season. He's a guy, he's going to get you close. He's going to get you close. It may not be, the whole 5 times, or he can actually get you 8, 9 times. But on general, I think he's still going to, I think he's going to get you somewhere at least 4 times, close to 5 times. I like him in this spot against the Bucks. I think it's going to be a very competitive game. So definitely look at Wiggins. Small forward, Antetokounmpo. He's coming off a game where he didn't hit value. He missed it by a lot. We played him, but he was chalk, so it didn't really matter on this slate. Going against the Timberwolves, it's going to be a really competitive game. He's one of those guys who really gets up for big time games. So I really like Antetokounmpo on this spot. He may be facing off with Jimmy Butler. That's a little bit, Jimmy Butler's a good defender. But he's a solid price. He's a solid play on this slate. If you do want to pay up a little bit, I definitely, if Chris Paul's out, I probably would rather go with James Harden. But it's kind of a coin flip. So definitely look at Antetokounmpo on the higher end of small forwards. Then we got Jimmy Butler. You had Teague, he went out, and then you had Towns who fell out. So this guy got 15 extra fantasy points in overtime today, which made him have that monster number of 53. I think he'll get some more ball handling duties with Teague out. He'll bring the ball up a little bit more usage. At his price tag, you need 45 for him to hit value. Going against the Bucks tomorrow, I'm going to have to go out on a limb and say I definitely think he gets there. The past 5 games, he's got you at least 45. Except for this game, he got you 36, which still didn't kill you. So I think Butler's a really good play tomorrow. We got Covington. Just going to quickly talk about him. It's going to be a fast-paced game against Portland. There's going to be a lot of three-pointers. Shot, he's struggling a little bit to score. That's the problem with him going right now. That's why his price is down. But he does a little bit of everything. He does, play solid defense. He gets you those defensive stats. So Covington's a solid GPP play. Then we got Ariza. Ariza, he's just playing massive minutes. Look at his minutes. He's played 41 or more minutes in 6 straight games. So obviously the coach is not worried about if he's going to get tired or not. He's a guy that doesn't get tired. He doesn't ever do nothing special, but he's consistent, and he's been scoring a little bit more lately, which is a positive sign. He gets you some rebounds, plays defense. He's averaging 25 fantasy points a game this season. For him to hit value, you need about 27.5, 28. I definitely think he can get there. This game, I think, will be a tiny bit slower paced game. Celtics aren't a team that necessarily run up and down. But I can still see it, going up and down in up tempo. Either way, for his price tag, I really like Ariza. Last guy I'll quickly talk about, Turner, 4,100. Turner's Turner. The minutes are up and down, which you don't like. He doesn't do nothing special. Obviously you can see that by his, game log. But his price, you only need 20 for him to hit value. So if he's gonna get you 18 to 20, you'll be happy with that. You'll get your 5 times value and you'll move on. So I definitely think he's a solid play on the cheaper end in the up-tempo game against the Sixers. Porzingis, I really don't care for him against San Antonio. You got Ben Simmons. His price has dropped. You still need 45 for him to hit value. He has 3 straight games of no more than 29. So it's a little bit scary, and Embiid is back, so it takes a little bit more away from him. But I think he is a GPP play just because he has shown us massive upside this season. This is really the only guy I'm going to talk about in this whole game. Aldridge has just been consistent. His minutes have been there. He's scoring the ball well. He's averaging 38 fantasy points a game this season. For him to hit value, you need 42. He's got you at least 42 in the past 2. If the game, for some reason, has any chance to stay close, he will, play, a bunch of minutes. That's the only thing, though, is if it's going to stay close. And that's why I haven't mentioned anybody else from this game. You got Harris in the up-tempo game against the Magics. I really like him in this spot. Tonight he only played 29 minutes. He still went off for 30 points, 6 rebounds, assists still for 40 fantasy points. At 7.4, we need about 37 for him to hit value. The past 2 games he's been scoring the ball well. So hopefully, I feel like he's getting on a little bit of a hot streak, which is positive for us. We do want to jump on that early, and I really like him in this up-tempo matchup against the Magic. got Saric. I mean, he doesn't do nothing special. We know that. But we need 31 for him to hit value. I mean, he's got that tons of times this season. He has shown 40-point upside this season. Price has dropped a little bit. For him to hit value, you need 31. He's averaging 26 on the season. The minutes have been there, which is really encouraging. So definitely I like Saric. He's a solid player. I think you can actually play him in cash games. Then we got Tatum. I like Tatum more if Brown is out, just because his minutes will be up a little bit more, in my opinion. He's going to have to take a couple extra shots. He had a good game today against Charlotte, put up 34 fantasy points. At his price tag, we need about 28 for him to hit value. He's averaging 27 on the season. So I really like this young guy. Last guy I'll quickly mention, Taj Gibson. I mean, he's just because his minutes are there. I mean, come on. The guy plays massive minutes for a big guy. He scored at least 20 points in the past two for 31 and 36 fantasy points. At his 5.5 price tag, all you need is 27. Going against the Bucks, who don't really have, no good big guys. I really like Gibson in this spot. Moving on to center, Embiid. I mean, Embiid has upside. We know that. But I just don't like the price. He's a guy I really don't want to pay 10-7 for, even though, he has been getting that price a lot this season. He's been, he's been definitely hitting that value for that, but it's been off and on. 46 is what you need. Is what he's averaging, and what you need for him to hit value is about 53. He can definitely get there, but he's in a tough matchup going against Nurkic. He's going to be definitely banging boards with him. So I think Embiid's more of a GPP play. The guy I like is Anthony Towns. Going against Milwaukee, they struggle against big men. They don't have nobody that could guard this guy. 10,000, the price tag's fair. You need 50 for him to hit value. He's averaging 43 on the season as it is. And then this matchup against the Bucks. I really like Towns in spot. I really, really like him. I think he can definitely get you even 6 times value. Then we got Drummond against Orlando without Nurkic. Drummond's coming off a really big game today, 21 and 18 for 47 fantasy points. And the game before that, he only played 26 minutes, and he got you 18 and 15 for 45 fantasy points. So he had a tiny bit of a rough stretch, but I think he's starting to pick it up a little bit. In the up-tempo game against the Magics, Drummond's a really good play at center. Then we got Nurkic. I like him. He's going to have to be on the floor. That's one thing for sure, is they're going to need him on the floor to guard Embiid. I'm not sure why his minutes are down right here. He's kind of had a couple dud games, so I would say he's probably a little bit more of a GPP play, but, he's shown us upside tons of times this year, including a 66-point outing in an up-tempo game against Philadelphia. Definitely take a look at Nurkic. The last guy I'm going to quickly talk about, Boyembo. He had a good game last game. 29 minutes. He only scored 3 points, but he got us 12 rebounds, 5 blocks. You can't expect 5 blocks, but you also probably could expect a little bit more than 3 points. So I think it'll even out. 5.5 price tag. You need about 27 for him to hit value. 27 is a big number for somebody who doesn't really score too much. But, if he's going to be out there, he's going to be productive. He gets his rebounds for sure. So I do like Boyembo. So that's kind of where I'm at for my plays, to be honest with you. But let me just kind of go position by position and get you the plays who I'm liking. So first, I already picked my point guard. I like Jones a lot. I would love to go Harden right here, but I just don't know what's going on with Chris Paul, if he's going to play or not. I'm kind of thinking that Chris Paul may play. If not, I like Harden a lot. It's really going to be, I like Smart if he's going to start again. And I like Wiggins. He's going to play massive minutes. So for this particular, for you guys, I'm going to put Wiggins just because the minutes are going to be there. But if Smart starts, then I really like Smart as well. Shooting guard, I'm just going to go with Jimmy Butler. I really like Jimmy Butler in this spot. So I'm going to go, I like Smart. I'm going to go back to the well right here. I'm thinking that he's going to start again. Okay, so that's where I like that. I don't want to go all Milwaukee, but I feel you could go all Milwaukee. Power forward, I mean, who do we probably go Gibson again? Get another Milwaukee guy in there. I don't want to do that though. I'm gonna go with Tatum. I like Tatum. Center. I don't know. Let me look. Let me look. Sorry, I was just looking at my notes. I was seeing who I had down. Okay, so yeah, so center. I'm gonna kind of have to. I like Nurkic. I'm gonna throw Nurkic in this up tempo game. Um, I mean, this is something that I like right here. And I mean, I know you probably don't want to, but you could, if you want to be a little bit more cash game safe, you could even go like that. You could even throw Towns in there if you wanted to. You can go Harden, something like that. Point guard, you can go, like so you got Jones. You can go Jones and Rozier. You can even do this. Look, I'll show you guys something real quick. Still got 5,200. You can even do something like that. And I mean, all those guys are going to be solid. These dudes are going to hit you value. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can go on this slate. I mean, this is something that you could really, really look at. I like something like this for sure. You can go a little more balanced if you want. I definitely think you could get away with going cheap at point guard on this slate. So, yeah, hey, I hope this helps you out. Let's make some money. If you want to talk about somebody that I haven't talked about yet, please leave a comment below. And, hey, let's make some money tonight. Talk to you later.